Ah, Logitech Astro A50 wireless headsets. Gotcha. Oh, it's got a docking station? Oh, well, that's fancy. But they're also $300. I don't think so. You really don't want to do a mile of conveyors, but you might for this damn coal plant. I know, right? Well, at least you can blueprint them, right? So you can get them in like 4 or 5 block increments and then just do little connections, which is what I'm doing. But, all right, so we saved. Yes. Okay, resume game. Oh, you haven't got blueprints yet. Gotcha. I always make it a priority to get blueprinting going, because to me, that saves so much time. When you can just dump down a constructor line and a smelter line and have an entirely new product being made in a matter of moments. Man, it is laggy tonight. I had that problem with this world a couple of times where the power grid was getting overwhelmed and I had a hard time getting things back up and running. I had to disconnect each factory from the grid and then hook back in using the power towers. The power plant to the coal plant to the fuel plant to get the fuel plant back up and running so I could get the main power back up before I hooked the actual factory back up. That was when I was first switching over to a fuel-based power from coal. All right. Nope. There we go. So the Hansless factory is pretty much torn down. It's an empty shell now. I've got to go through and finish deleting the walls, and I think there's a couple of drone ports that are still set up. But all the conveyor belts are torn out. All the production lines are torn out. The decoration around the storage area is all torn out. The storage is still there. And that's about it right now. So things are coming along in that front, but I want to make progress on getting things set back up, which means I need to do this layer of belts, another floor, and another layer of belts or two, and then I can really get going. And it's just, it takes forever to make all these connections. The conveyor belt system's been fantastic. It's just tedious to set up. And that's more because the game gets laggy about it than anything. Like, if we didn't have a pause every time I started running a conveyor belt, this would be no big deal. But I'm getting a pause, and then things jump around, and, you know, it's rough. And I don't know if that's because of so many belts, or just because of how old the save is, or what. But as of right now, I can't really change graphics too much more, or I'll really hate how the game looks. And I don't feel like it's a graphic issue. That's autosave. There we go. The other thing that's a problem is sometimes I click and nothing happens, and then I have to click multiple times to get it to start the belt. So it gets tedious like this. But it's so worth it too, you know? I'm on the fence about some of these Dan Bull songs. I'm not sure if I want them in the rotation or not. Goku, would you please stop putting your cold, wet nose on my arm? It makes me cold. It does, buddy. It makes me cold. Yeah, it does. Hi, buddy. All right. He's a bit needy tonight because I had him locked up all day because I was at my office. Oh, I was going to show you guys the cookies I made. Let me pull those pictures up. Crap. My brain's hurting. Hold on. I believe I posted them in the food channel last night, didn't I? No, I didn't. Oh, never mind. I didn't, so this will be new to you guys. Aw. So I gotta go to Creative Cloud, or iCloud rather. Pardon me one moment while I grab our photos to show you. So I made 3 varieties of cookies last night to take to my work Christmas party today. They were a big hit. I made the standard peanut butter s'mores cookies, which everybody were absolutely in love with. So that's these guys. Let me just let it get downloaded. Yeah. And do that. So that is the peanut butter s'mores cookies, fresh out of the oven. Those are a nice soft peanut butter cookie with marshmallow and a Rolo on top. The marshmallow is cooked with the cookie. The Rolo is put on about the cookies stay in for 8 minutes. I pull them out. I put the Rolos on. I put them back in for 2 minutes. Then I pull them out. The Rolos stay somewhat soft the rest of the time they exist. And yeah, that chocolate caramel mixed with the marshmallow and the peanut butter cookie, oh, it's so good. So yeah, these were a big hit and all disappeared today. A lot of people wanted to take some home, which I was all for. Then there was my kind of failure chocolate chip cookies. As I said earlier, the reason these were a failure was because I cooked them from a cold refrigerated dough. So the outsides cooked faster than the insides, so the centers are very gooey, which some people like. I'm not a fan. I'd rather have them properly cooked all the way through. So I won't make that mistake again in the future. And then my first time ever were my sugar cookies. And these turned out perfect. What's weird is that is a pink frosting, and it looks more orange on the camera. Like, I don't know why. The frosting came out good, which is the other thing that used to drive me nuts with Clip. Clip doesn't like frosting, so she would never put the effort into making a good frosting. So I would sit here, like, you know, ask for sugar cookies. She'd finally get around to making them, and then they'd be so fucking disappointing because she would use water and confectioner sugar to make the frosting, and I'm like, that's just liquid sugar. She's like, well, that's all frosting is. Like, no, it's not. There's more to it than that. She's like, well, this is how I'm putting it on. I'm like, so, yeah, a good frosting has a few more ingredients. You don't use water. You use fucking milk or cream. You use some vanilla and a little bit of salt to go with your confectioner sugar. And then you get this lovely glaze that you can put on, and it's phenomenal. Yeah, exactly. It's sugar and water is not. No, that's not it. That's and she used to make it liquidy so that you could dip the cookie top in to coat it and then pull it out and set it. And that's how she did it. And yeah, they look nice. They taste like ass, but they look nice. Like, which was what, and it's funny. That's kind of how my relationship was. It looked nice from a distance, but it was kind of ass. So, you know, it was kind of a good metaphor for my entire marriage. It seemed great until you really got to the meat of it, and then it was kind of ass. So, and then I had plenty of help last night while cooking. And I'm going to show you this scene at one point. As these two laid in the kitchen, impatiently waiting for me to get done. Grit on the eyes, ass on the tongue. Wait. Well, I mean, you know. So they were right pain in the ass last night. Rutherford has a new game, so they're not allowed in the kitchen, and what that means is they can't pass the line that he's very obviously laying on here. That is the definition of the front of the island and the edge of the counter here, so that my work area is dog free. Well, this fucker, this one right here, has started bringing his ball in and lets it roll into the kitchen area that I'm working. And then he sits there and stares at the ball and wags his tail, waiting because he knows I need to get it out of there and kick it. And then he goes and chases the ball and brings it back and drops it and puts it down. I got so mad at him because it's cute and I don't mind him doing it once in a while. But it was every 10 fucking seconds. I'm like, dude! I ended up picking the ball up and taking it away from him. And that's when this pout session happened. And his sister decided to console him by laying there licking his ears. But, yeah. No, it was... Oh, I got so frustrated with them last night. Also, if you're in the mood or market for a new baking sheet, I gotta tell you, Walmart has these new extra large cookie sheets. I'm gonna show you a comparison photo. The copper colored one is a standard cookie sheet that I bought last year, and it's been fine. But I was like, I'm making all these cookies, I should probably get a couple more sheets. I found these right here. They're extra large cookie sheets. I kid you not, this takes up the entire oven rack. And it fits about 22 cookies on it. Depending on how much the cookies spread, you might want to trim it back a little bit. Whereas this one fits 12 safely. So this is almost a double sheet of cookie space. And it's got a big handle so you can grab it to pull it out. I gotta say, they're nice. I liked them. I liked them a lot. I ended up using just those last night. For baking them, you do wire racks? Really? I've never heard of that. I've always cooked on a cookie sheet. I have the wire racks for cooling, but not for cooking. Okay, Twig. Enjoy your lurk. May it be a good, quick walk in this cold, nasty weather. So the kitchen is still a bit of a disaster area. I've got some cleanup done. But the biggest trick was figuring out how to get the sugar cookies cut out without things falling apart. Yeah, that's exactly what I do, droids, is you cook in a cookie sheet, you cool on the wire or on paper. When I was a kid, we would cut open paper bags and lay them out, and that's what we would put the cookies on to cool. So, all right, let's get back to work. I'm about halfway around for this layer. When I get it done, I'll probably go work on tearing down Han's list to break things up a bit. You'd have 10 cookie racks? Yeah. I don't have that problem, actually, Ferrum. My cookies all baked very evenly. In fact, my ex used to be obsessed with rotating the cookies. A good oven, you don't need to do that. Because a good oven, the heat is consistent throughout the oven. And she would not get that through her head. I'm like, when you were doing that, you were dealing with a 40-year-old oven. You have a brand new oven that can air fry, for fuck's sake. You don't think it's going to be consistent heat through the whole thing? So, like, my oven, I didn't have to rotate the cookies or nothing. They all came out consistent, whether it was on the outside or the center. And they're great. I will say I have noticed differences in how the cookies cook depending on the style of the cookie sheet. Because, like, I bought some of those Nordic aluminum sheets that are not dishwasher safe. And then I bought the copper ones because I wanted dishwasher safe non-stick ones. And it's interesting how differently the non-stick and the stick trays cooked the cookies. And I can't say one was better than the other, but it was like the cook times were slightly different, and the way the cookies came out, the amount of spread and stuff was different. So, you know, it definitely was something I had to keep in mind that I'd never thought about before until I had the two different trays to try out. So, and then I accidentally dishwashed one of the Nordic ones and ruined it because it anodized it, and you know, it just got ugh. And so I, at that point, said nope, never again. Dishwasher safe only, because I don't want to hand wash all that crap. Of course, then I go and I buy dishwasher safe, extra large cookie sheets that don't fit in the fucking dishwasher. So I have to hand wash them anyway. The sigh. Well, aluminum sheets, when you put them in, they will, like, corrode for some reason in the dishwasher. And I don't know if anodize is the correct word. But, like, you get this, like, layer of stuff around the outside of the aluminum. So, and I don't know what the actual term, I guess, is. I'm probably using the wrong term, but it was awful. It just ruined them. I was able to get some of it off using Dawn Power Wash, but it wasn't worth the scrubbing. Both. It's not really it feels like there's something on there, but you can't get it off. Like, it's some sort of reaction in the metal that creates this nasty layer on the outside that it's more of a silver, and it would come off on your food if you tried to use the tray. Because it would come off on your fingers a little bit. But, like, if you scrubbed it, nothing would change. Yeah, actually, I have a picture. Because that down power wash stuff was taking it out. And I took a picture of it partway through one, trying to restore it. I'll show you what I mean. Because instead of it being a silver pan, it started becoming almost tan in color, and it was not good. It's very not good. And I don't know what about the dishwasher. I'm assuming it's the heat that causes it to happen, but I don't know. I'm just scrolling back through here, so give me a minute. I found the picture earlier today when I didn't want to find it, but of course that means that now that I want it, I won't find it. Here we go. Okay. Let me pull Firefox back up. All right, I'm just waiting for it to load the photo. Okay. So this area here was where I hadn't cleaned yet. See how when I scrubbed it after using the Dawn Power Wash, I got back to an aluminum color. But this is what the pan looked like after dishwashing. And I couldn't get any of that to come off. Your neighbor is weird. What possible reason they had to be out in the dark in 21 degree F weather every day? Is your neighbor married? Because, I mean, that could just be a de-stress moment from the marriage. Just saying. So yeah, I was able to get it to come better, you know, and look a little bit more normal. But the pan after I wash it, I only use this pan for things that use a rack, because there's a rack that came with this one that sits on it. So I use the rack with the pan just to catch drippings. I don't use it for anything else at this point. Scotch Brite and a power drill. Ah. Not sure if it's a neighbor or one of the kids. Well, same thing. It could be somebody trying to escape, you know, stress in the house or something. You never know. Last night's wasn't good? Yeah. Barkeep's friend works too? Okay, well, it's not that important. I mean, it wasn't that expensive a tray. But it just means that I don't want anything in my house that's like that. Because, like, KitchenAid used to sell their mixing bowls with their mixers. And it was that metal. And you couldn't dishwash them or that would happen. And it's like, why the fuck would you want a mixer that has non-dishwasher safe components? That's insane. So I looked very carefully when I bought my mixer to make sure that it was all dishwasher safe, because I was not going to have that crap. I'm not going to hand wash all that stuff. That's insane. One thing to have to hand wash something because it won't fit in the dishwasher, or you want to take care of it like a good knife or something, but not a fucking tray. Or a bowl. I mean, geez, that's what a dishwasher's for. Whoa. Why did I just suddenly... Oh, it thought I disconnected the power line. Lag. I was tapping to go down and I thought I turned it off. I've clicked 3 times to get that connection to work. There it goes. Right, exactly. Certain things are worth hand washing. Like my cleaver, my meat cleaver. It was $10. It's not expensive to replace it. I can buy another one on Amazon. But I generally only hand wash it, and I put it back on the metal, on the magnetic rack, wall mount as soon as I'm done with it. Pretty much every time. Except for tonight at dinner, I didn't do that because I was busy doing other things, and I'll do it after this. So I gotta hand wash it yet. I'll tell you though, I never had a meat cleaver until last year, and it is the most handy goddamn thing to have. I love it. Like, I made deep fried chicken tenders the other night, last night for dinner while I was making cookies. And I made it extra because I needed to cook the chicken. And I always make extra, and then I eat them out of the fridge cold. Then I decided to make a pizza keto, which is a tortilla slathered in garlic butter with mozzarella cheese and pepperoni and just a spoonful of pizza sauce inside, rolled all up tight, and then air fried. And I added part of a chicken tender into that as well tonight for a little bit more. And then I had 3 of those as my dinner. They were fantastic. But it's like usually when you cut something like that up with a regular knife, the breading all falls apart, the chicken comes apart, and you end up with a mess. With the meat cleaver, it's cleanly sliced through every time, and I had these neat little cubes with the breading still on. I was like, it's amazing. When you have the right tool, how much easier it is to do something. And I'd never had a meat cleaver before that. And I didn't understand why people liked them. Now I'm like, oh, well, I want nothing but meat cleavers. Ceramic knives, gold-rimmed holiday plates, and your clear glass-shaped cups are your hand wash items. Gotcha. Hi, buddy. Go lay down. You really want to go out? Yeah? All right. 1 second, folks. The boy wants a walk. Oh, he was lying. I opened the door. He went outside, was hoping his sister would come because she's got the bone he wants, and then turned around and came right back inside when she didn't move. Liar. Also, it's been raining for the last 36 hours here. We have flooding and stuff going on. Nothing too serious, but, like, you know, water all over the place. I just looked outside. It's fucking snowing. It was 50 degrees here today. And it's currently snowing. I hate this fucking time of year. Cleavers are a chop type knife you use for getting through bones. See, I use them for chopping up my chicken wings. Because yes, but I'm finding for cutting up vegetables and dicing things in general, way easier to use the cleaver than it is anything else I've got. And I even have a couple of Cutco, like, super sharp knives. But there's something about the weight of the cleaver that makes the cut go more smoothly when I press through it. Also, the size of it with my big-ass hands makes it easier for me to do the lift and chop thing without taking the tip of the knife off the cutting board. So I feel like I can get better cuts that way too. So, but the weight of the cleaver tends to, for some reason, that helps in getting a cleaner cut on things like my chicken tender that I cut up tonight. Come on. Like a light ceramic is in the easy forward slide it has for meat. Yeah, I've got a couple ceramic wives. Knives my wife had. And I didn't find them any different than the regular knives we had. So, I don't know, maybe she wore them dull or something. A lot of the knives I've had have been around forever. And the only new knife I bought was my cleaver. Which I need to figure out a good knife sharpener so I can keep that work. Ceramic wives, nothing sticks. Well, great for making a mess, that's for sure. And totally emotionally fragile. Yeah, this actually checks out. Cleavers and fillet knives are best. Yeah, I haven't played with the fillet knife much.